Hell yeah. Whew, is it me or is it hot in here? So WWE just announced many participants in the Women's Royal Rumble match, and the hype is real. The Bella Twins, Lita, Michelle McCool, Summer Rae, even the TNA Knockouts champion Mickie James was breaking the barriers right here, opening the forbidden door. Well, I got one better for you. I'ma kick that door out of my way, which means the heavyweight divas champion, Thegreatone, is entering the Royal Rumble match, damn it. And my biggest target is Nikki Bella. I'm here to prove once and for all that I'm the real, longest, reigning, defending, undisputed divas champion of the world. Nikki Bella, girl bye, so you can count on me in your WWE predictions videos. Guys, we just had a very eventful episode of SmackDown. It's a weird situation with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar being world champions even though they're in a rivalry, so WWE had to do something a little bit different. So while it all feels like Vince McMahon's wet dream, I don't mind it one bit. Now before we continue with the video, make sure to click that like button as always to grow your Coco Jumbo to the moon, but also let me know in the comments below which style of SmackDown Raw reviews you prefer, with the green screen or without the green screen. Let me know in the comments below. Now this show kicked off with the WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, who kinda looks lonely without Paul Heyman if I'm being honest. No more lullabies by Paul Heyman before bed.
Good night, my tribal chief.
They had something special. Reigns takes the microphone and calls on New England to acknowledge him. He says he misses 1 week and everything falls apart. He says when you're in isolation, you do a lot of thinking. He doesn't want to hear about these people ever again, and it's Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Sucks to be you because then we got Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. And oh, the swag. I think Seth Rollins needs to step down because now it's time to call Brock Lesnar the real drip god. Brocky drip drip. Heyman was about to introduce Brock Lesnar, but Brock takes the microphone and shows off his incredible microphone skills. I'm not even being sarcastic. Brock Lesnar talking is music to my ears. I mean, this guy, for the most part, we thought is not that good on the microphone, but he learned, and it seems like he actually loves it right now, even though back in the day he said, "Call Paul, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Call Paul, I'm not talking." And now he is, and it's just absolutely unbelievable. Gives the guy so much more character and makes this whole thing so much more personal. Ladies and gentlemen, your undisputed, reigning, defending heavyweight champion of the world, Brock Lesnar. And he said it with that attitude, that farmer's attitude that could not be replicated. He also tells Reigns to acknowledge him, always. He says Reigns got what he wanted, I got what I wanted. Now let's give something that everybody wants. Title versus title. I hated that idea. I don't want the brand split to end. I talked about that before many times. But now when Brock says it, I kinda see his point. You know, anyone else could tell me that, I would be like, nah, I don't like it. It's a horrible idea. It's one of the worst ideas you could do right now. When Brock says it though, can't help but agree. Reigns says it's a good idea, but it's not my idea, and this is my show. He doesn't do business with people who do business with trash like Heyman, and Heyman is offended.
My tribal chief, how could you say this to me? I'm the reason you're a champion. We were friends. My tribal chief. I was protecting you from Brock Lesnar and loved you because you're my tribal chief.
What did you just say?
While you were gone, I was worshipping the ground he walked on.
Shut up, Paul. And this is where it gets interesting. Don't talk to him like that. Oh, there's still some feelings. There are still some feelings left. Or what? What are you gonna do?
Don't talk to him like that.
Love? Drama? You love to see it. It's a love triangle I never thought I needed, but I strongly appreciate it. Lesnar tells Heyman to shut up, and suddenly we see a Superman bunch. And Heyman's feelings are all sort of effed up. He doesn't know who to pick, the ultimate farmer or the tribal chief. Why can't he just pick both? Life is unfair, ladies and gentlemen. Two meaty men, but you only have to pick one. So this is really interesting, and now with both Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns being champions, I believe we're going to get that match at WrestleMania, and I know it's gonna be great. It's gonna sell a lot of tickets. It's really interesting, and I don't mind it. I just don't like the fact that we are going to see one champion in the WWE, and it's going to get really really repetitive, but this whole thing was really entertaining, and Brock is life. Weekly reminder that Shinsuke Nakamura is the Intercontinental Champion. You probably forgot, but he is. Sami Zayn says he's not happy with Shinsuke Nakamura ducking him tonight and putting Rick Boogs on his way. He's going to teach Boogs a lesson. He spots the jackass star Johnny Knoxville, who wants to be in the Royal Rumble match. He says in the nicest way possible, you're not qualified because you don't have the wrestling skills, but Knoxville says all I gotta do is get people over the top rope. Johnny Knoxville is all about hardcore. He's fearless. He does all this crazy stuff, but if I'm being honest, I would like to compete with him because I believe he's a pussy compared to me, because once I drank 5 gallons of milk, Brock Lesnar's premium milk, and I didn't puke. My stomach can handle 5 gallons of milk, ladies and gentlemen. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble match, Women's Royal Rumble match, the Superior Royal Rumbles match, but I would like to teach him a lesson. So we saw Sami Zayn versus Rick Boogs, and it's just SmackDown's typical filler. You have a 2-hour-long show and you still give us shit like this. So, yeah, it was whatever. Nakamura distracts Sami Zayn, and we see Rick Boogs winning. After the match, Johnny Knoxville eliminates Sami Zayn, and apparently he earned a spot in the Royal Rumble match, even though he was announced like a couple of days before. But now he had to earn it by eliminating Sami Zayn. Okay, so I can be anybody, and if I eliminate someone out of the ring in a normal wrestling show, I qualify to be in the Royal Rumble match? If that's the case, this man deserves a WWE Championship opportunity. Stone Cold Steve Austin himself hyping up the Usos versus the New Day couldn't get me excited about this match anymore. How many times are we going to watch it? Sorry, it's always entertaining, but at this point, they could, start flying like Son Goku, and I still wouldn't care. Lately, I just can't stand watching anything with Charlotte Flair. I don't know what it is about her, but I'm sitting in my chair, and trust me, I'm giving her the go-away heat. I do. So she says, well, we have a lot of interesting people in the Royal Rumble match, including Summer Rae, which is really odd, but I'm really excited for some reason. Also, Mickie James was a TNA Knockouts champion, my kryptonite. And that's weird. Even Pat McAfee actually mentioned that she is a Knockouts champion, so the forbidden door is open. The Chamber of Secrets is open, ladies and gentlemen. And she says, I'm also going to announce someone who's going to be in the Royal Rumble match. She's a former Raw champion, SmackDown Women's champion. She's great. If I'm being honest, I would like to marry that woman. She's just good. She's just so freaking good. Yeah, it's Charlotte Flair. Not exactly what she said, but you get the deal. She enters the Royal Rumble match, and it's kinda odd because she's a SmackDown Women's champion, but at this point, nothing important is happening with the championship, so I might as well just enter the Royal Rumble match. We see Naomi, she challenges Charlotte Flair to a match. We see the match. It was alright, I guess, but she just announced that she's going to be in the Royal Rumble match, so how can we possibly care about this? It's pretty obvious that Charlotte Flair is going to win, and that's exactly what we got. And Sonya Deville says the loser of this match, Naomi, and the winner, Charlotte Flair. For me, it's just more women to eliminate out of the Royal Rumble match. I'm not scared. I'm ready. Adam Pearce says that the WWE told him to find a challenger for Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view right now, by the end of this show. I have a very good suggestion. Now, we all know who it is, but I actually got something better, and it's not too late to change it. Veer. Maybe Veer should come to SmackDown. This man deserves to come all over the place. Happy Talk is, well, I don't know what's happening with the show. Like, it started off really entertaining and then it just went down. I get depressed every time I see this show, which is kinda odd because it's called Happy Talk. And I don't feel happy at all. Of course, he says, well, we thought Drew McIntyre is going to be out, but he's here. And we see Madcap Moss dressed as Drew McIntyre. Every time I see this shit, it's just... I don't think it was ever good. Maybe except for Hulk Hogan or Shawn Michaels dressing up as Hulk Hogan. Other than that, it's always really cringy. So he had a decent accent and he basically said, I could not beat Baron Corbin and that's why I'm going to use this injury as an excuse. Then we see the Viking Raiders. Doesn't help the situation at all. And then we got the Viking Raiders versus Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, in which Madcap, Moss, and Happy Corbin won. Obviously they did, and why? Why? It's a short show, you don't need to give us this crap. It's like when WWE released a bunch of wrestlers, some people said, well, they have a big roster, they don't need these people. They do need these people. If we had these people, we wouldn't be watching this crap. But ladies and gentlemen, then we saw the street fight for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the New Day versus the Usos. I've seen it 1,000 times, but oh boy, do I want to see it 1,000 times more. And I'm not saying the match was bad, it was a street fight, so obviously we got some decent spots. At times it got pretty goofy in my opinion, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a street fight, it's fun. It's just that, you know, no matter what you give these guys, I want to see something different. They're basically showing that they have no legit tag teams anymore and they gotta rely on these two tag teams, but at this point it's not even working anymore. It's like watching another Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch match, which is actually pretty possible since Charlotte Flair could win the Royal Rumble match and then the Usos retained, so this was just pretty pointless. If you're gonna give this match again, at least give us a change. I'm not saying I want to see the Usos losing the championships, but if I have to watch this match 1,000 times more, do something about it. And then we find out who's going to challenge Roman Reigns, and it's Seth Rollins, who's just laughing in Roman's face. WWE pushed themselves in a corner because, you see, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns is really interesting to me. It's a match I definitely want to see. It's been a while since we got these two in a match, and I really want to see it. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying Seth Rollins is a Raw superstar. He's from Monday Night Raw. So it really makes no sense. Why would Seth Rollins be in the building in the first place? While I'm very excited about the match, it's basically showing to me that WWE, yes, they don't have credible opponents for Roman Reigns. And now they gotta rely on anyone from any brand just to give us that big match to sell tickets for the Royal Rumble. It's really rushed for the sake of selling tickets. At the end of the day, Royal Rumble looks really interesting with Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, but the brand split the rules. Anything that makes any sense right now is all sorts of effed up. It's crazy how that happened just because Roman Reigns couldn't be at one pay-per-view. But that was your SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about the show and whether do you prefer my videos with a green screen or without it. So thank you for watching this video. Check out my Reddit video and my new video on Greatness TV. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.